and
And it's looking bright,
it's
honestly.
looking bright. The future of pro wrestling is looking so good. I had to put Vince McMahon with the egg on the cover. Jackson was actually asking me why I put Vince McMahon with the egg on the thumbnail, and I said nothing because we started the podcast and I was listening to something else.
Yes, and now I'm actually curious now that you brought that up again. So why?
Well, I went on Twitter and I saw Vince McMahon there, and I was like, he looks so happy. And when I think of the future of pro wrestling, I think of it as happy because a lot of things have changed within the month after you get you get the occasional wave of people crying and saying, "Oh, pro wrestling is dying," and then once that's over, now you have this really good resurgence, and that's what we have now. And I saw Vince McMahon and I was like, he looks happy. I want to put this on there. Little do I realize that um the future of pro wrestling, the future doesn't really correlate with Vince McMahon because little known fact about Vince McMahon is that he's
He
not
covered up a murder.
well. I mean, that was not at all where I was going, but I was
No?
just gonna say that he's old,
Oh. Well,
and
yeah,
that
he is
doesn't
pretty old.
symbolize with the future. But
No. He's gonna die within the next 15 years.
okay, wh-
I'm
I
sorry. I'm
you
sorry.
you okay, Jackson? Anyways,
Um,
I was
I'm just
just
gonna shut the fuck up.
okay. I was just saying that the future and Vince McMahon don't really go along with each other, but the thumbnail looks fine, I think. Um, yeah, so let's talk about the future of pro wrestling. Man, you covered on the Steiner section, I think it was a billion federations. Imperiality, Federation Online, VKW, Progress Wrestling, and CEW. The biggest uprisals. I want to see at least one of these feds in the RWA.
I really do. And honestly, I think Imperiality they just started, but I think it's possible they could in the future. We just got to see where this federation goes. I think it's going in the right direction because I was at their show this past week, and it was pretty good. Yeah, um, I'm looking forward to their next one, and I can't wait. I'm actually going to be managing a tag team there.
I like Federation Online just because it reminds me of AXW, and AXW is the greatest loss in the community. Um, Sean Cena says, "Can we please talk about these overused ass looks, though? And these weird Tron styles and themes. Everything is generic now. It's sickening." And you know what, Sean? I was actually thinking about this yesterday. I was laying in my bed and I had just woken up, and my mom comes downstairs and she says, "Well, A's, it's been a while, and it's been about 2 hours, and you haven't gotten out of bed yet. You
Wait,
just slept
wait,
through."
hold on. Your mom doesn't call you AVP?
Mm, Unfortunately, no. I actually lost AVP because I didn't clean the dishes one day. So I've been demoted to A's, but it is what it is. Anyways, 2 hours in, I missed two blocks, and she comes out and says, "Why are you dreaming? You seem to have been just confuzzled while I'm looking at you and waiting for you to wake up. I didn't wake you up because that's your self responsibility." And I said, "Well, Mom, I just had a dream about pro wrestling." And she doesn't know what wrestling is, but I proceed to tell her my story. And I say, I remember that this guy, Sean Cena, told me that there's a lot of generic stuff. And you know what? As I said on Roblania Talk number 3, I'm extremely disappointed at these Raw Wrestling Themes channels that you can't really distinguish the Trons and the whatever stupid ass After Effects, ugly pin light screen overlay shit that they put on there, or render with some dumbass graphics. There is a constitutional right in the unwritten rules of pro wrestling that you have the ability to be great. You can have amazing promo work, Tron work, graphic work, and in ring work. But for some odd reason, we people choose not to. And it is sickening. I'm very tired of it. But then I had an epiphany, and I was like, "This sucks, dick." And one thing that I learned is people who suck dick are people in wrestling. Therefore,
There's a
we
lot of
all
dicks.
are homos, and we're all Homo sapiens. Therefore, this is a correct statement. Therefore, we are all gay. Therefore, we are all generic. Therefore, we are all homos. Anyways,
Um,
leave your
I'm gonna
topics in
I'm
the
gonna
chat.
take this time. I'm gonna take this time to just plug the standard section, because we have a new episode out. If you don't already know by now, because Hayes just took us on a trip that I will never be able to take back. Yeah, we reported on Imperiality and Federation Online, as you said, as well as VKW and their event Blizzard Fest is coming out. You want to talk about VKW?
Uh, what? It's cool. Suave blasts my DMs a lot about VKW and about a lot of stuff. I did make VKW a nice trailer, and unfortunately, that went nowhere. They rebranded, and the whole luchador stuff just did not matter. Guys, I think it's a crazy concept, but perhaps having a Fed and not ending it and not reviving it for like 3 times and just maybe it's crazy concept. Maybe having it for 1, 2, 3 months and figuring out what you like as you go might be a good idea. Because I've seen that a lot of feds just kind of close down their doors, come back with a new logo, and it doesn't really get anywhere. Perhaps I'm reaching.
You know, possibly because you made the trailer and it looks like it was gonna be like a triple A type federation, but I don't know what it is now. I know
Well,
like a
Sean
month
said in
ago
the
it was.
chat that VKW isn't an actual Fed, it just has occasional events like XCW, which is what I wanted UWI to be. Or not what I wanted it to be, what it could have been. I feel like I would have continued it if I could have just had that. But the problem with that type of stuff is that a lot of you know what? Why don't we ever see the future of wrestling is looking good? Sorry, this is very pessimistic. Let's talk about the actual topic at hand. The future of wrestling is looking pretty good. I mean, we have a lot of feds that are out right now. As I just said, Federation Online looking great. VKW it maybe is at the lower tier, but I'm sure they will have great attendance. I'm not saying that they will have great content. I'm just saying that they will be
And
cool.
they did Sam versus Fusion for Blizzard Fest.
Yeah, they had Sama and
Yeah.
yeah, that's cool.
So
And Progress is also great.
yes, Deep South, December I think 15th or
Their
17th.
next pay-per-view on November 19th. We will
Oh,
see
I got
Payne Lashley's first world title defense against Mint, as well as the dominant champion FaZe Jones taking on Marvo Rhodes in an unexpected matchup. We'll also see a grudge match between Andy Bay and the pure champion Rafael Omega in what could be Omega's last match. Progress Wrestling Down South event will be on the 29th of November, 8:15 GMT or 3:15 EST. It is going to be great. But honestly, when I think about it, I can't really think of anything that's been like holding everything down. I think we had a little tiny we've started to have a resurgence, and there's a lot of feds coming out. And for everyone in this stream, support these feds. These are good feds. I'm gonna take some time to read the chat. Um, Cordova says the current Tron style was cool when there was transition and animations as such. Now it's simply 7 overlays and a render. And I don't know why we really love this topic of uh the the Trons, but yes, the Trons are very annoying. I don't know who the mobile people are. I think like Hurricane is one of them, and oh my god, they are so ugly. They are the most ugliest things I've ever seen. Like the ridiculous amount of overlays with a render slapped onto it, or like some After Effects text is disgusting. Hey, by the way, if you can, why don't you like the stream? We have all these viewers, but only one like. Doesn't add up. Um, Next episode of the Steiner Section talking about Federation Online's ECW pay per view and matches. Cough coughs. RWI to UWI. Sorry, but I'm gonna have to ratio you, Jeffrey. When a Fed reboot fails, just as bad as the new Home Alone reboot, colon. That was Jayco. 0L. Sean Cena, JHW. Didn't that end? Didn't JHW end?
Yes, it did. Yes.
Then why would he put that in the chat?
I don't know. Fatherless child.
Probably. That does seem like a Sean Cena activity.